Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Hold on. Technical difficulty. Guess what? Oh my gosh, technical difficulty solved. Oh yeah. Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to RV Travel Talk. We've got a lot of things going on. A lot of you guys want to know what's going on, and let's get right to it. First off, we got to do some little business at the beginning, just so everybody knows what's going on. So first off, if this is your first time watching, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. My name is Charlie Grace. I'm your host tonight. Lots of friends are going to be in the chat on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Very excited about that. So they're going to be chit-chatting away on the side. I'm going to be bringing some comments up and sharing with everyone, which I always love. If for some reason we make you smile or something really like pulls at your heartstrings and you feel like you want to do something fun, we are using the money that we get in our Smile Fund right now. We are putting it towards helping build ramps for individuals who need accessibility, which is really, really cool. So I'm very happy about that. So that's where the money is going for the month of November. We did it for the last couple ones too. And just really nice, like paying it forward. So let's welcome some people. Let's see who we have in the chat. Let's see what's going on here. I'm so excited to see everybody. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. It feels like it's hard to imagine how this works. Thrifty Angela, there's my friend. How are you? Hope you're having a great night. I have so many announcements and one you're going to love. So stay tuned. Trust me, you're going to love this one. There's Grace and Jacques. Good to see you. Guys, I am so sorry. My throat's just a little, I'm allergic to mold and mildew. And this fall leaf thing, it's beautiful, horrible for me. I love nature. Nature doesn't love me. So we're just working with what we got. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for being patient, guys. I really appreciate that. There's my buddy, Tim and Duke. Oh my gosh. Hope you guys are doing well. Haven't talked to you in forever, man. We need to catch up. This would be fun. Let's see. Oh, responsibilities. I see. Yeah, things are happening. Things are happening. Yeah, here we go. That's right. Oh, there's my friend Deborah. Hey, Deborah, and that precious pup. Let me talk today. Get my lips moving there. Thank you so much. And Bobby and Leslie. Hey, good to see you guys. I am so excited to see everybody here. Got a couple announcements that we want to get through. There's Love Subman. Hey, greetings from beautiful South Carolina. You just happen to be in the right state for what I'm going to talk about. So here's the big news. Are you ready? The YouTuber Jamboree, which is really a bunch of YouTubers and supporters, it's a lot of fun, is going to be held in October this year in South Carolina. I'm very excited about this. This is open to the public. This is not a huge fee. I believe it's, you essentially get your own, what do you say, reservation for your own spot. There's a $10 donation we ask because it covers the cost of paper plates and things like that. It's just really, really nice. Just to help out people with all the hosting and things like that. So we're asking for a donation of $10 per rig, actually. So I'm going to shout out the Facebook page. And if one of my moderators has that Facebook page too, and they want to throw it in, that's fine too. But it's the YouTuber Jamboree. It's on Facebook. It's a group. And if you haven't joined it and you want to join it, please feel free. I am one of the moderators on that, and I will make sure you get to join too. But I would love to see all of you there on our first big adventure crew meetup of the fall next year, because after talking with people about different meetups and things that are happening, I think that's about the only one that I'm going to really commit to being at next year, because I have a lot of traveling going on. So I want to make sure that we get to see everybody and do some fun stuff. So if you have anything going on next October, I'm just saying, might want to, put that on your calendar, because it's going to be really, really fun. Very excited about that. I know Gracie and Jacques have got some stuff going on way up there in the Pacific Northwest for 24. Oh my gosh, it's hard to think. We have all these meetups going on, guys. So we're making calendars. We're making calendars for next year as to where we're going to be and what's going on. So please make sure you guys are checking out those things. I'm putting them up on my website at charliegraceadventures.com. Let me share that really quick so you guys can see. Let me see. Where is it? Right here. Oh, wrong one. There's one. Here we go. All right, let me go here and we will go to our meetups. So we're putting in all the 2024 meetups for next year, so you guys can see. There's a few, of course, still going on this year. Not many, of course, at the end of the year. Banarchy was supposed to be held. They did cancel that. But for 2024 meetups, there's the camp over in Lake Park, Georgia, and there's a Facebook group as well. If you guys want to go to these things, please feel free. Like I said, click on the site, go to my website, go to meetups. You'll find them right there. It's really, really easy to get to. So I will put that in a link and give you guys a copy of that because you guys deserve it. You deserve to know what's going on. Let me throw that in there real quick, like right now, and you can check it out. All right, let's keep going. Our guest has not shown up for the day. Sometimes things happen. Life happens. It could be internet, could be who knows what. So we're going to just keep going. We're going to talk about things that we have to talk about anyways. Really cool announcements coming up. So I see, there's my buddy with the broken nomad. Hey, Kevin, speaking of someone that's going to be hitting the road, guys. Very exciting. Can't wait to see his van. Really excited. He's been working really hard on it. And Richard Quick, good to see you as well. Deborah's like, ooh, I love South Carolina. So do I. So hopefully it's going to be a really great fall meetup. I think that'll be so cool. Oh, Love Seven's like, we will be there. That would be awesome. They have a fantastic Airstream, guys. We're going to have them on the program pretty soon. Can't wait for you guys to meet them. It's going to be really, really cool. When in October? I think it's the third week. I knew someone was going to ask me a specific date. I don't have it in front of me. We just confirmed it. This is like really new information. So this just happened this past week. I'd have to go back and look. It's a great campground, really nice open spaces, lots of pull-throughs for those people who have big rigs as well. Not going to break the bank. It's not, it's a nice campground. So really cool. I think they have putt-putt golf too. We could have a putt-putt golf tournament. That would be fun. Just a thought. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it there. Brogan says, I'm on the mobile, can't tag, but howdy to everyone. Understand? There we go. See? There's my gal. I knew she'd have it out there. She's pretty awesome. Thank you, Gracie. You rock. So yeah, check that out, guys. Check it out and see what's going on. Really, really cool. Did I see Johnny Lighten sneak in here? Hey, Johnny, good to see everybody. See what's going on. Johnny, I'm going to be down in Florida pretty soon. Watch out. Better save that driveway space for me. I see my co-host has made it here. Ta-da! There she is, Miss Rosie Bell Dog. Ta-da! There she is hanging out in the background. Actually, this little thing you see in the corner here, this is sort of funny. Rosie got a new puzzle. So if you guys have a dog and they get anxious and they want to do some stuff, do you remember those puzzles we had as a kid where you slide one over, you do this, you do that? You can put treats in this. It lasts her for a good 30 minutes. It's a lot of fun. She loves these things. Puzzles are great ways to keep your dogs mentally stimulated and also give yourself a little break. Pretty handy, let me tell you what. Okay, question. Do you think it would be after Johnny's meetup in October? I have Johnny's meetup set in September. So it would, unless she's doing one in October, did she change the date? If she did, let me know, because last time she gave me a September date. And I'll have to find out. But if you know something, let me know, because I definitely want to make both this year. I really do. That's sort of a goal. I missed Johnny's last past year because of Hershey. It's been sort of crazy. So gotta love this. Squirrel. Hey, things are happening here, dude. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Looks like we might have someone from Twitch. Oh no, maybe a little. You never know. Maybe a little troll. Gotta love those things. Yes, Johnny's in September. Good. Good to know. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yep. Oh, wait, you said it would be September. No worries. Trust me, there are so many meetups going on. It is really hard to keep track of all these things and what's going on. My biggest thing for next year is there are some places that I need to go see and people I want to see as well. And I've done for the past 2 years, I put 48,000 miles on the rig. That's a lot of miles for doing some things. So maybe we should really talk about that. I think it's time. What do you think? Let's talk about that. All right, let's give an adventure van update. So for those of you who had the opportunity of taking a look at my last video, because I was not in it, you couldn't see me, but I was talking a lot about what the status is after 2 years of owning the adventure van. I found it really helpful. I actually sort of did that. I wasn't really meaning for it to be a video. I did it initially for me because I wanted to just mark things and find out, if you buy a $100,000 van, does it still work in 2 years? Or what's going to break? Or things that, may not have been as, we'll call it high end, but is it still working? So I found it a really helpful video and I really thought it was something that would be helpful for other people who are looking. My personal van is a Dodge Ram ProMaster. It's a 2020. But the build out is a 2021. It's a Thor build out and it's a Thor sequence. It's the typical floor plan of the major, at the time, the major competitor of the Winnebago Travato with the two twin beds on the side and the wet bath in the back. And it's a very open plan. So for me, when I bought it at the time, all I kept thinking about was this one right there, because she needs as much, I'll say horizontal space as possible. So she could jump up on the bed, she could lay down the floor. There was a lot of space that she could get around. I wanted to give her as much room as possible. That's what I was the most concerned about. And so far, it seemed to be really working. It's been I will just say right now, I've looked at different floor plans. I've come up with different ideas. I have different thoughts. I've always wished for a couch. And I looked into honestly putting in a jackknife sofa, which would be really cool on one side. But at the end of the day, I really just want to make sure that she's comfortable and safe as well. So take a look at the video if you haven't seen it. It is really cool, in my opinion. I sent it out to a Thor group of other people that were, Stuart just made it in. Hey, Stuart, I'm going to drop you a link so you can come in backstage because I think you were unable to make it there. Let me send him an invite really quick. So guys, I'm going to drop a link in the chat for Stuart. And Stuart, this is just for you, not for anybody else. Sorry, guys. He will be coming on up. Here we go. We'll send you in there. If you want to go to that link right there, we'll have you in, and I'll see you in the basement, which is really cool. I appreciate that. So anyways, really excited about how this whole thing's been working out, and just wanted to give a lot of my other friends that bought Thors how they could, if they like it, if they don't like it, or, things to think about. Because I've looked at lots of different manufacturers, Gretsch, Winnebago, Integra, just tons of really cool things. A lot of them are very similar, and you just sort of sit and think, or maybe you just want to do a DIY. So there's really cool things. But anyways, very excited about that. Take a look at that one. So it looks like I've got a guest below, and I'm all excited. I can't wait to talk to him. So, hey guys, do me a really good, RV Travel Talk welcome, and let's welcome our new guest. Here we go. It's Stuart.
Hey, I made it.
Hey. It's okay. I was sitting going, things happen. I know they do. And all of a sudden you go live and you're like, well, you never know. Could be internet. Could be anything.
Yeah, I was actually here. I was watching and I was like, I'm typing. And I was like, oh, I can't get in. And so anyways, I'm here now.
Okay. It's okay. No worries. I love when we get people in. So listen, first off, guys, this is Stuart. This is really important. Otherwise known as RV Dreaming. Ooh, yeah. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Let me put this up. You do have a YouTube channel. However, your main social media, if people are going to follow you, how would they find you?
The best way is on Instagram at Stuart Doing Stuff, and that's STUART. It's kind of like my biggest way, but we've been doing a lot of stuff with YouTube and videos, and that's kind of what our direction is going to be next.
Awesome. Very excited. I'm excited. I think it's fantastic. So Stuart and I actually met on RV Content Creators, which is a fantastic group of individuals. We get together and we talk about things. And I said, I want to talk and find out more about individuals that are going out there. And you've got a couple of projects in the works, which is really cool. But we're going to get to those after we ask you some RV questions. So hold that thought. Here we go. And our friends in the chat, if you guys have questions for Stuart as we go through, if you guys can just type either QQQ for question or question in the dash, then we'll bring them up and we'll see what they are. But let's get to some very basics. Are you ready for this?
All right, let's do it.
What made you decide to start RV Life?
Like a lot of people, I dabbled in some RV stuff during the lockdowns in 2020, and I was still working. I had a sticks and bricks business, and so I couldn't really go very far. But I would go, and then I would come back, and then I'd go to a little come back. I was like, I want to go further. I don't want to have to. I felt like I was on a boomerang or a little thing. I was like, I just want to keep going. So in late 2020, I said, you know what? I'm changing my entire outlook, and I bought a big rig, and I said, I'm going full time. And I just kind of within about 8 weeks or 9 weeks or so made the transition from my sticks and bricks into a big 40-foot Super CRV.
Wow.
So,
yeah, wow, that's a commitment. That's a big deal.
It was a whirlwind kind of a thing. I figured if I thought about it too much, I'll just think about all the reasons why it was a bad idea or a dumb idea or how crazy I was. So I was like, let me just go and do it now before I have too much time to overthink things.
So you brought up something which I want to bring up with I think is interesting is for those people, I'm an anytimer. So it's a little different. And I always say, because I still have a studio, I still have a place that, to go back to. And you don't want to think rubber banding, because you're right. You go out and you're like, I got to come back up. I go back out. I got to come back home. You can still, for those people who are anytimers, you can go out and just keep going and going and then come back whenever you want to, if you have the option and ability. But most people who go full time, that is the real reason that they talk about it, is they just want to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much, especially because I'm based in California, or I was. And so there's only one direction you can go. You just head east or you head north, and then you can only get so far. Then you got to come back around, and you just go like, there's just so much more to see. So.
Absolutely. Okay. Now you mentioned that you had a 40-foot Super C. Do you still have the same one, or have you gotten a different one?
I still do have it. It is part of a rental fleet right now. But about 18 months ago, I moved into a Sprinter van, a little Sprinter van. So I went from a big 40-foot to a little van life thing. And I love the van. I love the van.
This is fun. This is fun because I'm a B girl, just saying. And Grace is like, wow, he went from small to big and big to small. So what's interesting about this, what's the biggest difference for you going from, that kind of size? What made you decide to do that?
It all has to do with, I wanted to go out and travel, and I wanted to see things. The bigger the rig, the harder it is to do that. I struggled with trying to find locations to park, campgrounds. I had the big rig, 40 feet, and then I was towing a Jeep, so I was about 65 feet.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
In and out and find different places and boondocking spots. And I still like to explore urban areas as well. And so I do a lot of stealth camping in urban places. And it was just so hard to do in that van. And I just remember there was this one time I was thinking about it. And just like when I got into the RV, the first time I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I remember I kind of had a tipping point with my slides and all these issues. And I said, you know what? Where's the nearest city center that I'm at? I'm going to go find a van. And that was in Denver. So I was like, I changed my plans. I'm going to Denver and I'm van shopping. It was just that quick.
That's so cool. Okay. So what kind of van did we get?
I'm in a Winnebago Era.
Nice. Very nice. And that's pretty good size though. Is that 24?
It's still 24 feet. So it's the biggest van that they have. And if I were to do it again, I probably would go smaller. I'd probably just drop down to that smaller size.
It's interesting. I started with a 24-footer and then went to 30, and now I'm back to 20.
Yeah.
It's interesting how the whole thing goes away, or what you're thinking of, but agility is the biggest thing right there, as you mentioned,
yes,
because
absolutely.
You think you need everything and you're like, but I can't get to where I want to go.
Yeah.
It's just a different way of looking at it. Totally cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, let me keep going here. So I want to know, because now you've got the little one. This is interesting. If you could change one thing about your current RV, what would it be?
Oh, I can only pick one?
Well, you can pick a few, but
So it's interesting that you asked that, because my plan for this winter is I'm going to be moving back into the big rig for a couple months, because I'm going to be gutting this one. I looked into, I'm going to customize it the way I wanted to if I built it from the scratch. So I've got in the back one of those the sofas and the power beds I've kind of pulled down, but it's just so much wasted space. So I'm going to tear all that out, and I'm going to build in a big bed, just like a standard, like you said, all the vans that have the platform. So I have more storage space underneath. And then up in front, where my passenger seat is, I travel with 2 cats. So when I got the van before, there was a 3rd seat back there. So I pulled that out and put in a little cabinet where I put the litter box and all the cat stuff. So I'm going to turn that out, and I'm going to redo all that to get to create kind of a more permanent work desk situation thing. So that way I'll be able to open the sliding glass door. I'll have a little chair where I can look out when I'm working, and then do more stuff with that passenger seat and kind of just create more room and such. So those are the things that are killing me right now. So
it's true that everyone has a wish list, and it's good. It's interesting because I'm seeing a lot of people who buy the pre-mates, and then once you're in it for a while, you're like, oh man, I wish I could just do this, or I wish I could do that. And it's interesting that you mentioned, the couch bed thing. More people I'm hearing, they love the idea of it, but they just wish they had a bed made, or they're missing that garage space. There's a lot of garage space that just goes, where do you put that?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very awesome. And the cat, wait, how old are your cats?
5 and 4. I have 2.
Aww. Sweet. We love kittens. So sweet. Even Rosie likes a good cat, even though she might think it's a squeaky toy. It's still really cool. Okay. These are questions that people have given me to ask you, which is always fun. So they want to know now, and because you've had big rigs and small rigs now, and I want to do it from a big rig perspective and then from a small rig, if you don't mind, because I think people travel differently. Yes. When you've had such a big rig, what is a really good campground that you've stayed at with a big rig?
I became a Thousand Trails member when I had
Okay.
that big rig, and that thing paid for itself in the first year. I
Yeah.
mean, it was it's a program. When you're in that kind of a big rig, you know, you have to get those big pull through sites. You have to get these. So they're sometimes $70-$80 a night nowadays, and that's getting crazy for RV spots. So I stayed mostly at Thousand Trails, or I did a lot of boondocking whenever I could. I put 2,610 watts of solar on the Super C just so that I didn't have to worry about power and everything. So I could be off grid for 3 or 4 weeks if I was careful, just with water
Wow.
and tanks and stuff like that. So in that big rig, so I had that kind of all set, and I'm still a Thousand Trails member. I'm actually at a Thousand Trails park right now in the van, kind of tucked away in the corner, and I still like it just to kind of just when I know I'm not going to be doing something where I kind of go and escape and unwind a bit. It's just nice to have all the amenities here, like a shower and
Yeah.
laundry.
Small things. Small
Yes.
things. I have a lot of friends who are Thousand Trails members and other different kinds of memberships. We're watching different resort properties and how they're catering to different types of rigs. And
Yeah.
I think the latest people who have vans tend to travel a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's more of like you're going from this destination to the next. You're not rubber banding back a lot. You're
Right.
sort of always on the move. So, as far as a van go, do you tend to stay in more campgrounds in the van, or do you boondock, or how do you travel?
Boondocking and stealth camping is really kind of the way I do in the van. It's very rare for me to be in a campground
Mhm.
with the van. I'm here now because things break and my solar is busted and my generator is busted.
Oh,
So the
no.
only way, yeah, I know. So the only way I can actually charge my batteries is right now through the campgrounds. So what I've been doing, and this is going to sound really bad, but I've been doing this for about 7 or 8 months now because I just can't get the stuff fixed. I can't figure it out. So I'll pop into a campground for a night. I'll dump and fill and then charge my batteries. And because I upgraded the lithium in this, I can then go off for another 8-10 days or so and kind of do my
Nice.
thing. So I just kind of come back here and then repeat that. It works
Like
out well.
a little recharge moment. Get
It
back,
is. Yeah.
do the
Mm-hmm.
thing, take it all out, and run away.
Exactly.
So is looking back on as far as Winnebago as a brand, is this your first time buying a Winnebago?
Yes, it is.
And have you had a good experience? Average? What do you think? It's okay.
I
Sponsored by Winnebago. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I picked this one because of the layout. I wanted the Mercedes platform. I liked the floor
Mhm.
plan. I knew how I was going to be able to make it work for the cats. So I kind of went with it all for those reasons.
Okay.
Where did it go? It happened. It's happening a lot. I was cleaning up. I was doing laundry, and I was putting all my laundry into my little laundry basket. And I'm looking and goes like, where did this screw come from?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, washers, and I'm looking around. I was like, and I couldn't find where it came from, but I know it came from somewhere.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh gosh, and it's not the first time that it's happened. I know it can happen in any rig. It's not just a Winnebago. It can happen at any time, in any rig. But it didn't happen in my other one.
Interesting. Okay.
I never had that kind of experience happen. So it was kind of new to me to see these screws and bolts and stuff, just laying down on the floor and not knowing where it came from.
I call it the miscellaneous box. I mean, every time I take a trip, and actually a friend of mine taught me this, and this is something that I've learned now. He had I watched him every time he pulled out of his site. He would go back and he would like sort of like scan the area that he had his rig parked in. I'm like, what are you doing? He says, oh no, no. My father always taught me to go back and look because he said things would fall, screws. I'm like, really? I'm like, I never put two and two together. And then I realized on my next trip, you would drive and like something rattling and rolling, and there was like a miscellaneous screw. I'm like, where did that come from? So I have like a bag of little things going, where was that supposed to be the first time? I have no idea. But yeah, it has a home. I know it has a home.
Yeah, I know, and it's important to like go back and check all these bolts and things just as they're being tightened. I have a friend whose entire black tank just fell right out from underneath his RV, and it was
Oh
like
wow.
completely just fell right out because the bolts that were holding it together underneath the rig just came right out.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. The Broken Nomad says install a DC charger so you can charge your batteries while you drive.
I do
Sort of
have
neat.
one. Yeah, I do have one of those. The problem is it's limited. It's only charging my batteries at 20 amps when I'm driving, and so I have 540 amp hours of lithium. So I'd have to be doing a lot of driving to get those things charged back up again.
That's true.
It's just too much. Someone told me once that I can add a second one, and so I'm looking into that, or even a second alternator, which I would love. But you know, that's still down the line and that costs money. So
Great. Yeah. Some of these things you start looking at and going, do I really need it? I don't know.
yeah,
Let me think about that. So, one of the things I'm really excited about that you started, and you're part of this whole thing, and I want to talk about this because people have been asking me about this all week, is called Full-Time Freedom Week. Am I saying that
yes,
correctly?
that's correct.
Okay. So, what exactly is Full-Time Freedom Week?
You know, it started back in 2018, and it's a week-long virtual summit with just tons of different speakers on a variety of different topics. It's really designed to get you going on the road. You know, not a lot of people are like me, I'm finding out, that just drop everything, just hit the road in 2 months. But for people who want to do the research, people who
Mhm.
want to know what kind of rigs, for people who want to know how much is it going to cost, and can I really do it, and what's it going to be like out there. That's what Full-Time Freedom Week is all about. It's all about answering your questions about anything that you can possibly do. So we do about 5 or 6 sessions a day for 5 days straight. Everything from solar and battery maintenance to buying the right rig to finding community, remote work, staying connected, internet. I mean, every different possible topic that you can think of, we have it covered, and we talk about it during this whole week. And it's free to sign up, it's free to participate. It's just so much fun. And there's people who've been on the road for years that still attend every single year, and they say they still learn something new every time. They just have a chance to talk to different RVers, you know. And one thing that we always found out is you can ask one RVer, or you can ask, I'm sorry, you can ask 5 RVers the same question and get 5 different answers or different ones. So it's important to kind of say, hey, here's a different perspective on the same thing. Not that this is the right answer or this is the wrong answer, but there could be multiple right answers to your question. So we kind of cover all of that in Full-Time Freedom Week.
And I love that. And I gotta say, I've attended these. I know friends who are on them. I see
Yeah.
great opportunity and great potential because you learn things. You learn things from other people. And I tend to travel, a lady and a dog, there's families. There's different ways of the way people travel and different things that think, you might be working on the road, like I work on the road. So
Yeah.
internet is fairly close to oxygen.
Indeed.
Indeed. So there's things that might want to think about. So you guys really should check this out. Seriously, it is free. I know there's now if you want to look at down the road, I think you can also buy a ticket to have replays. Correct?
Yeah, so we have that situation. I'm actually working on something right now where we have just all this content, years and years and years of content that's just kind of sitting on a shelf collecting dust. So what I'm working on, and I'm actually doing it this week, is I'm taking all these things and we're going to be creating these bundles so you can have them on demand. So that
Okay.
way we don't have to wait till the next one, which is going to be the last week of March of 2024. You know, you can say, hey, what happened last March? I want to do that one, or I want to do this. So I'm creating these bundles where it'll be the beginner's bundle, or we're going to have the boondocking bundle, or we're going to have 10 different sessions on buying the right rig, or researching, creating community, and all that. So we're going to work on that, and I'm going to be having that where you can buy the whole thing
Hmm.
and all that and have unlimited download and access and watch it on demand, or you can even just pick a specific video. You say, I
Right.
want that one, and then you'll be able to get that one as well.
I think it's fantastic. I really do. I really you guys have done a fantastic job, and I think I heard about this originally at RVE back in the day, way back in the day, back when we were
Yeah.
doing this, long time ago, which is fun. Very
We are
cool.
we're the longest running virtual summit for full-time RVers. So going back all the way to 2018. So this puts us, what, 24 will be our 6th year.
Yeah, scary. Oh my gosh.
Time
Back in
flies.
the, I think, I know. I'm sitting here thinking about this. Well, cool, man. Okay, so you guys, everybody in the chat, everybody listening at home, if you guys want to check this out, you really should take a look, take advantage of this. All right. So I also know, if I'm not mistaken, because I was listening to your voice today, that you have a podcast.
I do. So I worked in radio a long time ago, believe it or not. And I was like, I want to get back into radio and whatever. And I was like, I don't know why I didn't think of it beforehand. Um, but yeah, we started a podcast a little while ago. It's taken off and it's been a ton of fun and it's pretty amazing that we have going on out there. So we're always looking for interesting topics and interesting guests, and just kind of, I started doing it as just like a way I can share some experiences that I've had on the road, because you have a lot of different mediums, right? So you have email, you have YouTube, you have Instas, you have all these things, but sometimes you want to kind of go deeper into a story
Mhm.
or a little more detail about something that may have happened, but YouTube's not always the right platform for that, just because people's attention spans, they're like, show me, show me, show me. So podcasting is just a great way to be able to kind of dive deeper into some of the stories, into some of the experiences that you're going to have when you're on the road full time. So that's what the
Absolutely.
podcast is all about.
And it's fun. It's fun to put a bunch of podcasts and then take a trip. Like
Yeah.
just listen to them one by one. You can go through things. It's like catching up with people. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and my computer is making a funny sound here. Sorry about that. All right, well, let's talk about some more stuff. Let me think here. Now, I want to know, and guys, do check out his podcast too. It is really cool. What are some items that you could not live without in your travel, other than your cats?
Well, Starlink is going to be like pretty much at the top of the list because, like you said, internet is oxygen for everyone that works from the road. So that's a must-have. And I think that's a pretty basic answer. So I'm trying to come up with a not basic answer. I would probably say one of the things that I love is my air fryer. It is. I got a smaller one and I just keep it on my counter all the time. And I mean, I haven't had any problem with it falling off, but it is just a very fast and efficient way to cook anything. Like I'll go and buy frozen foods from the grocery stores or whatever. And instead of throwing it into the microwave and getting the plate and getting all this other stuff, just throw it in the air fryer. There's ways to being able to make all that work. And it's just less dishes. It's less water usage. It's just all these other things. So much easier to clean up. And sometimes it just comes out better too. So I think the air fryer is definitely on that list as far as is that the cats. What else can I not live without? Oh, because I have been having some battery issues. I have a Bluetti, one of those solar generator battery, whatever they call them. And that's been a lifesaver as well to help expand my battery tanks because you can take these things and they're amazing. They're lightweight. They're easy to charge. They're fast to charge. I can charge up one of these if I plug into my cigarette lighter when I'm driving, and it might be like 40-30%. And then by the time I get to wherever I'm going, it's already up to 80 or 90. So it's an amazing kind of a thing that just really helps expand the power bank quite a bit.
I'm a big fan of having extra. I call it a plan B for power banks. Things happen and you just got to be ready. And we're going to come over to by the way, we're coming over to your rig for dinner since you've got the air fryer. So
my wings left.
Yeah, when you've tapped on the door, you'll know why. We're going over to Stewart's, guys. He's making wings. He's making wings. All right, very cool. All right, guys, one more question. Here's a big one. This is a big one. Of all the places you've traveled to so far, what's on your bucket list to go to still?
I would love to make it to the East Coast, and that's one of the reasons why I moved to and Mexico for that matter. Is one of the reasons why I moved into the van. This year, I crossed something off of my bucket list, which was Canada. And so I was up in Idaho and I met up with some friends there. And then I headed up through Canada, hit up Calgary. I hung a left, went all the way through the Trans-Canada Highway to Vancouver and spent some time there and all that. I did that entire trip. It was about 6 weeks I was up there in Canada. Never had a campground reservation, never stayed at a ground. It was just totally except for a couple nights to charge up. Total all stealth camping. And it was an amazing experience. I was a little disappointed though. I was thinking, Canada, I'd never been. I wanted more of an international kind of a experience, and Canada especially on that side, it just kind of seemed like it was another Seattle or San Francisco or something like that. So I was
it's like South Dakota plus.
Yeah. So I was like, next year, when I hit the East Coast, like the Pacific or Northeast in New England and stuff like that, I do want to swing by through Quebec and all that to more of the French Canadian side. And check that out. So, and it's so much easier. It's going to be a lot easier to do that in a van than in that Super C.
Well, we're planning a trip on the East Coast. We're thinking of like going up to the Northeast. So let me know. Well, I'll connect you. We can all meet up somewhere and hang out.
For sure.
Everybody's trying to get up there August and September. We'll see before the Hershey RV show. I think that's the plan right now.
Okay.
Very cool. But yeah, I'm your East Coast gal. I very rarely get to go west. So we'll, that Mississippi divides. It's a toughie.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing, guys. Okay. Well, what's next? What's coming up next for you?
I'm just working hard to try and get these new videos out that, all this old things. I would love to put them on sale for a Black Friday thing that we're trying to do. So get that ready. Because there's enough time between now and the next full-time Freedom Week in March that that we can get that content out and it won't be old and it won't be stepping on the new stuff. So I'm working really diligently to try and get that ready for Black Friday. I also am, and I hope it's okay to talk about this, I'm volunteering for the RTR in Quartzsite in January.
Fantastic.
So they asked me to be the stage and speaker manager. So I am right now doing research about kind of like the whole full-time freedom stuff. Like, what do people want to know about? What are their questions? Who do they want to hear from? How can we, put together a presentations of all these different topics and all these things.
Mhm.
So right now I am actively asking people, what do you want to hear about? What's interesting to you?
Ooh,
And we're going to come up with those topics, and then when I do that, then we'll be finding out who's going to be in the area to speak, because it's all in person
right, right.
at the RTR in Quartzsite in
And
January.
that's January, correct?
January, yeah.
January. So I know we've got people in the chat who might be going over there or who have been over there when it comes to Quartzsite and that stuff. So if you guys have any really good topics for Stuart, let me know. I'll shoot it his way, or you can put him in the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know there's been a lot of great stuff. For me, it's always a problem because I'm in Tampa. It's the same time as the Tampa show, so you got to make a decision which way you're going to go. But yeah. Oh wait, they're like, meet up at No, we're not going to meet up in Huntsville. Sorry, guys. We're going to meet up in South Carolina. I'll be in South Carolina. Actually, yeah, the Broken Nomad actually spoke to RTR a few years ago. He does a lot of stuff on safety and security, and he's had some really good on the road things. Johnny says the women's RTR is the 11th through 13th, and the regular one's the 14th through 19th. So
absolutely,
yeah, very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
Now Johnny's actually a van builder. I'm just saying, if you ever need some help building van,
I do.
Johnny, she's in Missouri. She's in Missouri. So heading your way east. Just saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I need to get it done before then.
Okay. Just one of those things. Well, any other things, any other words of pearls of wisdom you'd like to give us while we have you here?
I just really appreciate you and having me on to talk about all this stuff, because I just love that. It's such an amazing community. That's the one thing I will say. I did not expect the community and the people that I've met when I first started RVing 3 years ago when I went full time. It's been the one thing I think a lot of times is still keeping me on the road, because you meet these friends, you develop these relationships, and then you say, oh, I'll see you in 3 months in this state or over there or at this festival or at that kind of thing. I never anticipated that happening when I started hitting the road. And it's one of those things that, I mean, I'm like trying to plan out my 2024, and it's like, I don't even know which one of these things to do, because there's so many different options, and it's just so much fun, and it's such a unique kind of experience that I'm still sometimes just amazed by the nomadic community and how supportive everyone is, and all that.
I'm always in awe. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We're going to actually conclude, but I'm going to hold on for 1 second. Can you hold on downstairs? There's milk and cookies down the basement. Can you hold on for 2 seconds? Hold that thought. Here we go. Hold on. Guys, this is really awesome. We're going to do a behind the scenes, because we're going to go like closing the podcast, because I'm going to splice it together. So you know how that works. Here we go. Okay, now we get to ask you the juicy questions, Stuart. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Just saying, here's the good stuff, guys. No, it's fun. No, we appreciate this. It's always a good time. We like to just have our interview, and then we'll splice it. We'll put it out there. But I appreciate everybody giving some really good thought in the chat, because we're getting things in Facebook and Twitch and YouTube, which I love. I love going backwards and forwards on this. I want to know, have you ever thought about doing live streams?
I have. Back when I first started, I was kind of doing YouTube just for fun. It was just more on my own personal channel. And I did do some live streams when I hit, I think, 2,000 followers on my YouTube. And they were a lot of fun. But then I moved into the van, and then my schedule became so chaotic. It's kind of like, it's hard to plan in advance sometimes. But I love, again, I came from radio and TV and live broadcasts and stuff. So I love live activities, live entertainment like this.
It's more fun. It's just more fun. We like that.
I didn't even talk about this. This year at Full Time Freedom, all the sessions are going to be live. Ooh, so that way it gives the attendees an opportunity more to ask questions and get answers, as opposed to all the pre-recorded stuff. We're doing everything live this year, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Nice. Well, I know I did the van life I forget what it was called. Da 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 da. That was like it was a pre-recorded thing. So like I think they only had 10 live, with the rest were all pre-recorded, but it was still really cool. And you got to answer questions in the background and do some stuff. That was a lot of fun. I love participating in those things because like you said, I think the best, everyone's got a different answer. It doesn't make them all wrong. It actually gives them a different perspective. They're all right in different ways. I love that. Very cool. Hey guys, let's talk winter. Let's just throw it out there right now. I know you guys are like thinking about this. Are you in a what I call warm place at this point in time, or are you I hate to even ask.
I'm in Palm Springs right now.
Okay, Palm Springs. Nice.
It's warm. Yeah.
I had a individual that worked for me who ended up in Palm Springs. It's a really long story. Do you remember the person who coined the term rock and roll? Do you know? We'll do some trivia, guys. This would be fun. Can you tell me, anyone in chat, does anyone know who coined the phrase rock and roll? It's the whole reason why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland, Ohio.
I have no clue.
Come on, radio and TV, man. Come on, work with me. Work with me. Come on. This is a big deal. Guys, you can Google it at home. This is okay. It's behind the scenes. This is a really good story. It's story time. Look it up. I'm not going to tell you, but I will tell you this. The guy who did it, his wife ended up working for me and in Chicago. And the true story was, she said, I'm going to go take a lunch. And I said, fantastic. Have a wonderful time. She was having dinner with Buddy Holly's wife and a few other people that were of this particular era. And no, it was not Wolfman Jack. That's a good guess. The great guess. That's not who it is, though. There we go. Some DJ in Cleveland, but I don't remember his name. I know, but it's a big deal, guys. You guys should know this. I'm from there, so come on, guys. I'm gonna make you look it up for a little while longer. Anyways, I had no idea. I had no idea that this lady was this gentleman's wife.
Oh, I know. I got it.
You got it?
I just found it.
You
Rock and roll, Cleveland, Ohio disc jockey Alan Freed, 1951.
Yep,
Alan Is that right?
Freed. Yep, that's exactly right. So Ingrid Svensson was his wife, and I had no idea and she came back, and next thing I'm like, I need to know these stories. These were amazing stories of what they did back in the day, and it's just sort of how they did business and things like that. So really cool, really. But that's the whole reason why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland, Ohio, is because of Alan Freed. Yep, very cool. Gracie asked real quick, what's a name of Stuart's channel? I don't see it under RV Dreaming. And actually, Johnny just put it up there. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Johnny. You are awesome. We've got two Johnnies. I recognize that name. I know. Alan Freed was actually accused of what we call the pay to play back in the day, because that's how you did business. I hate to say it. That's just what they did. My family is,
yeah.
Still
kind of that way too. A little bit.
Yeah, still the same way. I always say it takes $2 million to make $1 million in the music business these days. My family's in the industry. So Taylor Swift's daddy put a lot of money in. It paid off. Yay. All right, guys. Any other questions? Yeah, the payola scandal. I know. It's true. Things have changed.
Yeah, Oh, sorry. I thought you were doing this, but yeah, I had to sign back when I was working in the radio in the 90s. There were pale and pluggle documents that we had to sign and acknowledge. Yeah, and it was
yeah. Depending on media is paid by sponsors. Nothing is free, guys. You guys have to open your eyes a little bit on that one. So I worked at NBC and we weren't allowed to do anything negative about GE when it came to stories and things like that at the time. What was let me go backwards. And you guys can tell me this now. When you were a teenager, what was the either group, the musical group or musical song that takes you right back to high school? Because I heard mine the other day and it freaked me out. Good or bad? What would be if you worked in radio, what would be something that brought you back?
When I worked in high school, I actually was working for a 50s, 60s oldies radio station at the time. So when I hear anything along like the Motown lines or anything like those, that brings me back to high school, and it's weird. Because I didn't go to high school back then, but it's just weird. It brings me back. So. All
those bad prom songs, all this. Oh, here we go, Centerfold. There we go. Jay Giles Band.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Oh my goodness, Ramones. I have so many. I have a great Ramones story. A bunch of them, mostly Motown. I grew up in Detroit. Oh yeah, I do like Motown. That's cool. The Cars, Rico Kasich. Oh yeah, there's a good one. Love that. Yeah, we could talk. Back in Black, AC/DC. Oh, we had to go there, didn't we, Tim? We had to go there. Very nice. You guys are killing me. You know what? I think we haven't done this in a long time. You know what we need to do? Stuart, you're special here today. And I know you came in a little late, and we normally don't go this long. We're just going to go. Johnny's going to be going on a little later in about 15 minutes. I am going to do something I haven't done in a long time that someone had actually asked me to do this. Let me see if I can do it real quick. We're going to do a giveaway today. I know. So exciting. Let me think about this. How do we want to? We need a special word, though. We need a special word that people can type in the chat for a giveaway. Can you think of something?
How about freedom?
I like freedom. Freedom is good. Freedom is not free. Freedom. Okay, guys, we are going to, let me share my screen. If you guys want to win some really cool swag today, let's type in freedom in the chat. We'll give it a few minutes and we'll get some entries in here. I love this. And that's how you have to spell it. No extra E, no silent Q, nothing, no H. I know how you guys are. I've seen you before. Always fun. Okay. Oh, and here we go. And this is a nice compliment. Oh, the Full-Time Freedom website is very cool. Nice. Very nice. Oh, wait, here's ABBA. No, there's Cindy Booty. Hey, good to see you guys. Would it be Dancing Queen? Yeah, I was listening to Casey and the Sunshine Band today, and it freaked me out. I was like, oh my gosh, that's been a while. Been a while. There's a bunch of youngsters out there. Oh, stop it. He's stuck in Motown. I know that's why. See, Johnny said the Air Force Band played at our high school. Oh, very cool. We didn't get that fancy.
Wow.
That'd be really nice. Cindy Booty, actually, we just talked about the meetup in October for those people who don't know. And I know Gracie put a link out for the group, making sure everybody knows to make their plans to come on out to South Carolina in October. Very excited about that. We'll get the whole crew coming out. And Gracie's like, love me some Motown. I do too. All right, we got about 9 entries. Let's see if we get one more, and then we'll just hit a button and go from there. I know some of you guys have already got t-shirts and whatnot, and we will send you some fun swag because I have now a new postal person who loves by giving him packages, apparently. Probably because I give him like free sodas too as he comes to the door. It's that Amazon time right now, and every time he walks up to the door, I'm giving him treats and cookies. Mm-hmm. I know, and here I knew you'd love this. I only live an hour away from South Carolina. I know. See, now you have no excuse not to come, Angela. You got to come. Make plans now. Okay, guys, let's hit that button. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. Ready? No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna be?
Drum roll.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. It's Gracie and Jacques. Oh, that's awesome. I definitely have a few things for Jacques. Jacques is her dog. We will hook you up, sister. That's pretty awesome. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. All right. We'll definitely all you gotta do is email me. That's the story of the day. Let's see. Email me. Just sent to charliegraceadventures@gmail.com within the next 10 days, preferably by the end of this live, and I'll send something out your way. And you can let me know if we can meet up or if I need to mail it your way. I don't think I'm going to Oregon anytime soon, so we may have to figure something out. Love that. Well, Stuart, I think we're going to conclude for the night. Any other final words of wisdom or anything funny we should know about you? Any great hobbies? Do you know how to pogo stick? Are you a secret closet bungee jumper? Anything like that?
I do like bungee jumping. I do kind of like more of an adrenaline kind of a thing. I picked up some off-roading and sand duning, and I'm looking forward to that. Down here in Yuma in a couple of weeks, we're getting into the sand dune season. So I bought a razor last year that I've been hauling around the country with me and doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm all excited about that. So, but yeah, go check me out. You can find me. Instagram is the best way to find me. Stuart Doing Stuff. STUART.
I love that.
Like that. And then, and then I've got all that other stuff going on.
I love that name because I was looking at that going, that's perfect. That's the way to do it. That's exactly what it is. All right, dude, I'm going to put you down in the basement and we're going to say goodbye to these guys. Thanks again for being here.
Bye, guys. So much fun.
And we will catch up with you later, I promise. Deal?
All right. Sounds good. Perfect.
Okay,
deal.
All
right.
Bye.
Thank you.
He is awesome. You guys are just so lucky. I'm so happy you had a chance to come over today. Want to make sure you guys are once again aware of we are doing, let me share this out real quick. Let me present the meetup in October. Let me share my screen. For those of you guys who are actually getting ready to go camping like me, because I am crazy, in the wintertime. I did put some new winter camping things up on the website on Amazon. So if you guys want to take a look at that, I will drop the link for that. I'm a fan right now. I didn't think I really liked the heated socks or the heated jackets or anything like that. I am now a big fan of these because it's been pretty awesome. Last time I went to Arkansas, when I went to Vanarchy to hang out and do some things, it was a really, really, really awesome way to stay warm. So Ron's like, I get here and Charlie leaves. Sorry, Ron. I'm sorry, man. We're going to go over to Johnny's Journey in just a little bit. She's next. But we'll be over there. Just follow us over that way. We'll be hanging out over there and doing stuff. Thanks, Johnny, for putting that out there. There's lots of really cool ways to get in front of Stuart and see what he's up to. Yeah, but take a look at the website, see what you can find. If there's anything that works for you, I'm also putting up ideas for the holidays too. I'll be doing some videos on that. We're going to be doing a big, awesome announcement 2024 for the Adventure Crew. And I can't wait to put it out there. I'm just so excited. Lots of things are happening and things are just moving and grooving. So we're on the road to 10K new Adventure Crew members, 10K new opportunities for 2024, and 10K thank yous. Really, that's what it's all about, is thanking you guys for everything that you guys have done and creating more of a community and, keeping Rosie sleeping for the rest of the night. She didn't bark once. Not once. I'm completely shocked. So we're going to be rating Johnny's Journey. Can someone drop Johnny's link so we can go over there and you guys can just hang here until then. And I'm going to go and grab me some hot tea, soothe my throat, put some honey in here. Those kind of great things. Woohoo. Oh, don't give the boohoo. You'll be fine, Ron. I promise. All right, guys. We will see you next Tuesday with another awesome interview of some really cool people. And until then, have a fantastic week.